Hey guys, welcome back to Whining Blends. Come and join with Mr. Hoos in the house. How you doing, Mr. Hoos?
I'm well, Big E. All good.
All good. How everything's been all right, or what?
No complaints. Who's
Yeah.
going to listen?
I know.
That's what I say.
So first off, I want to thank our sponsors. We got Cody Marine at 1219 Fisher Boulevard in Toms River, New Jersey. Go out and see them if you guys looking for boats. We are coming into January. They get very busy in the next couple of weeks.
A lot of boat shows.
Got
3 coming up. You should really get
Yes.
play a part and come on out. Jacob Javits is third week of January. And then we have Raritan Center in
Raritan
Edison
Center.
will be in February. And then first week of March is always Atlantic City Convention Center.
Yeah. Yeah, go out and see Cody Marine. Go look for your boat.
I'll be there.
Time goes fast. Yeah, I'll probably be there too.
Yeah, you'll be there. You'll be there selling.
I
I'll
won't
be there.
I won't be at Jacob Javits Center.
Yes.
Maybe. Let's see. We'll see what happens.
It's fun.
But I mean, time flies, guys. If everybody like said, it's cold. Why am I looking for a boat right now? It takes time for prepping and everything, getting the boat, that you order, or you might want something that's there already, but everything does take time. And you want to be ready for, to get your boat in there before Memorial Weekend for sure.
And it kind of gets you excited.
And it does, yeah.
It gets the momentum going, especially if you're a boater and you're looking for a new boat, or you want to be a boater, you weren't before. It's a good way of come to a boat show, seeing the enthusiasm that boat shows provide, and see all the all these boats there. It's gorgeous when you walk in. It's just beautiful.
I know it's a great, especially Atlantic City Convention Center. The layout,
Super Bowl of boat shows for us.
Yeah, for sure. It's beautiful. That's where I bought my first boat.
Yeah,
it was there. Yeah. Oh well, not my first boat. My first boat with Cody Marine was there.
that was one of my first jobs.
Yes, exactly. That's it.
I was a brand new finance manager learning, and then I was kind of thrown in. Joe was like, "Here,
Yeah,
You
there
do
you go.
this one.
You
I'm
do this.
okay, so you'll have to sign here." Like, I had to make sure I said everything right because somebody would yell at me. But,
And it helped because you had a great customer.
yeah, you guys were huge. It was awesome. Now,
So-
it worked out well.
Yeah.
Certain customers definitely make you, when you're in the customer service industry, certain customers make you feel easier than others.
No, 100%.
There's customers that come in, such as you and Carolyn and other people, where when you're done with the deal, you go, "This is why I'm in this industry."
Right.
Makes you feel better. And then there's other times where you wish you never did this before. But it's like that with anything else.
I know it is anything. Good customers always make good work.
Absolutely.
But again, if you guys want to go look for boats, they have a big showroom. Go to 1219 Fisher Boulevard in Toms River, or give them a call, 732-288-1000.
We're on the water too.
On the water, right on the water. So we also got Mystic Lobster Roll Key West at 335 Duval Street, Key West. Go see them. Get a nice lobster roll. Right now, New Year's Eve is going to be crazy. Go visit them if you guys out in Key West for the New Year's. Go stop there. They got the lobster rolls. They also have beers, and it's right on Duval Street, so you can see everybody. The crowd's coming back and forth. It's a great spot. Definitely stop in there.
There'll be 1 million people there
I know.
tomorrow, just flooding the streets.
It'd be great.
That's crazy because you look at it and you go, there should be fights on every corner, and there's not.
And there's nothing. Yeah, we talked about that the last time.
Yeah. There's
remember?
never.
It's crazy.
with the amount of people.
And everybody's drunk.
So everyone's drunk. But working there is, the cool thing is, it's really social more than anything else. Like, yeah, you're working, you're building roles for people, you're taking their orders, you're doing the regular work that you have to do in that industry. But the socialization part of it's amazing. The people that come in, and it's always like, "Hey, where you from?" It's always a big conversation. "Hey, I'm from Wyoming. I'm from Poland. I'm from England. I'm from Australia." People from all over the place that go to Key West.
So let me ask you a question then. Is it, you always hear the food industry is a bitch. It sucks. To me, I think also depends what you're doing, what kind of food industry you're in, where you're located, and what kind of product you bring out, right? Because that, like you said, even with the boats, the product you bring out and it doesn't matter. It's not only the product, it's also the people that, the way they treat you is the way you're going to feel towards that. But is it better that you own a restaurant in Key West just because it makes you feel better that you're in Key West?
Well, that's a double-edged sword. I can tell you, because I'm not in Key West now. I'm in Jersey, unfortunately. I wish I was down there. But I mean, owning a place in there, in Key West and dealing with the people down there is amazing. That part of it is awesome. I mean, I am not a food industry person till now. Yes, as a kid in school, I worked in a luncheonette, had some good responsibilities that were age appropriate at the time. We worked after school. We worked on Saturdays. I learned the business, but I never stuck with it. I was a cop for 25 years, sold cars, do the boat thing now. Being in the food industry is the hardest thing. Working in it, I've never worked so hard in my life. And I was told that by somebody.
Right.
My franchise owner told me, he goes, you'll never work as hard as you will in this industry. No matter what you're making, it doesn't matter what food. It just being in the food industry, it is the hard, and I can attest to it. I mean, I go down there 4 times a year. It's a new business. I go down there. I went down there for July. I was down there for the whole month. And these are 12, 15-hour days. And it's not like you're killing it. You're not making a ton of money, but you're making people happy. You're providing a service and a product that people like and enjoy, and you hope that sticks and they tell other people. Do I love it? Yes. My wife did ask me one day, months ago, could you do this every day if you had to? And I said I could. I mean, I may change my mind, a year later, but right now, if I was down there every day doing this, I can definitely do that because, yes, Key West is a little different because you're working hard to do this, but the whole social element is a whole other thing.
Right.
There's just so many people down there and everybody's very nice. And we want the customers. I'll go out there and give samples and talk to people and they'll be like, oh, we just ate. We'll come back here later. They're very polite. But once you get known by people, the hotel folks, they recommend you to their people that come in. And it's nice. We're getting the word out and people are really, they're coming in more than they did. It is a hard industry, but I'm happy we did it. I would do this again. If you gave me the same circumstance and said, would you do this all over again? I would say yes.
You would say yeah? Okay. So, I mean, a double-edged sword is also what I was saying is because you're in Key West, just because it is Key West, it's warm there all the time.
Yes.
So to me would be like, this is cool. I'm doing it in Key West. My business is in Key West. Yes, I'm working my ass off, but I'm in Key West. But then when you see all those people in the street, you're like, fuck, I wish I was on the street hanging out with them.
Right. So we were there in the beginning when we first went on vacation, which is why we did this.
Right.
Because we loved it.
Right.
We said, how do we keep Key West in our lives? Normal people just say, we'll just go vacation there 2-3 times a year.
You're like,
not us. We're gonna start a business there. So I don't know if that was the right thing, but I'm happy we did it. We're working through it, and it's hard work. The team is awesome. We need to improve on that and get more people in there.
Right.
To boot. But yes, you get a little jealous factor when you see the people in Key West, and I go, wow, that was us like last
couple years. Yeah.
We didn't care. We're just walking the streets drunk at 3 a.m, kind of hanging out. That's not happening anymore. 3 a.m, we're cleaning up stuff and getting ready for the next day.
Yeah.
So, but the hopes is that we can grow, get some more staff in there that we can, bring into this industry and give us some time to do both.
Right.
So ultimately that was the plan. Can we do both? Can we do the Jersey, Florida thing? And can we do the Key West social thing versus the work thing? So You can't be absentee. You got to be there, which I have no issues with, but I got no issues going back and forth in that place 5 times a day, making sure everybody has what they need.
Yeah.
And then running back to Rick's and having another beer. I had no problem with that.
But you know what? I believe in you, Mr. Hoos. I think you're going to do well. I think you guys are going to kill it. Like any food industry, it takes a little time. Once you get it going and the wheel starts spinning, then I think you'll be a little more laid back and hopefully, everything works out for you guys and you guys succeed over there. And
shout out to Linda and Scotty down there holding down the fort, getting it done every day, day in, day out, 12, 15-hour days.
Wow.
It's, they wish it was a little less, and I don't blame them, but they're working through it and they're troopers. They're getting it done. So,
yeah, I mean, like I said, a couple years working hard and you guys are going to get there and then you're going to be well established. Right. All the hotels are recommending you. Everybody, I mean, Key West is a lot of repeat people, right? Yes. Everybody keeps going back to Key West because they love it. And it's, of course you get the new people, whatever, but there's a lot of people that, go for the boat shows or the fantasy fest. They, the New Year's Eve, that's what they do every year. Right. So once they start liking your place and, they don't want to go to an expensive, fancy restaurant all the time, whatever, sit down dinner where you just grab a lobster roll, chit chat with everybody, and move on to your day. It's great food. The lobster's tastes awesome. You know what I mean? So
and it's the perfect in between. So and they know it too. People come in and they go, "Hey, we're going to dinner at 6:00. It's 3:30. What do you suggest?" I have the Connecticut.
No,
okay, no problem. And I'm really big on. I tell everybody when they come in, if you need a recommendation, suggestion, let me know. Look at the menu, and I push the Connecticut, and everyone buys it. 9 out of 10 people say, "What do you suggest?" Whether they've had them or not. And we've had people from Maine. We have people that had lobster rolls, forever, and they enjoy the product and it's good. So we're just gonna keep pushing.
There you go.
That's all we can do, buddy.
There you go. Yeah, that's it. That's all you gotta keep going. Also want to give thanks to Boa Vida Entertainment and any new sponsors that are looking to get on our podcast. Just reach out to us on our social media. So we always talk about sports. We talk a lot about politics. And we do labor ourselves as we talk a little bit about everything. So we're going to change it up a little bit this episode. We're going to leave the politics and the sports out of this one. What do you think, Mr. Hoos? We'll leave this out for our fans so they could see something different on episode 6. All right. So let's
change it up a bit.
We're going to change it up. So we're going to go into a little bit to the music. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but we did have Mr. Hoos as a guest on our podcast, with one of his band members, because he is in a band, and I'm sure you guys can see it from here. I don't know if you could see that. Lights Out. You guys sing classic rock, correct?
Yes, classic rock. Just the best way to describe it. Just 70s, 80s. Early metal, more classic from the 70s, just kind of good stuff. Stuff that we want to hear because we're that age.
Right.
And others like us that want to do the same thing.
Right.
There's a lot of different types of music, and it's evolved over the years. I mean, when I was a kid, it was the metal thing was it. The early 80s metal, which we do some of now, but now we do it in a more of a old man version, I guess, so to speak.
The old man version?
Yeah.
Is that why you call it classic rock?
Yeah, it's classic, that's for sure. But that's even kind of changed, and like metal, which was always my thing, that's kind of evolved into more of an industrial kind of the young people's game now.
Right.
And it's different, it's heavier. But I don't mind it. I like it to a certain extent. I don't like the speed metal, the thrash metal, that kind of stuff. It's just too much. It's kind of not my thing. I like something that's a little more commercial, a little more something that kind of flows a little freer, but not so a little gummy.
You don't like the guy screaming that you don't know what he's saying?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's when you don't even know what their voice is like, it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, they're just yelling into a microphone,
screaming.
I could be your lead singer yelling into.
That's all you have to do is just scream and yell, and people like it, and I have no idea why. But actually, I discovered something really new that I like. So this is kind of a good intro into that. So, and we're kind of messing with it a little bit. So country music, country rock, Southern rock. I mean, you can classify, they're all three different, but, they have some common denominators there. Country's country, but country's gotten a little more rockier as time goes on.
Right.
It's a little more heavier. And then what we always called when we were kids, Southern rock, Lynyrd Skynyrd, 38 Special.
Right.
The Outlaws, that kind of stuff. Well, now there's like not a Southern, but I'd say a country rock metal.
Country rock.
It's like a country metal. It's like a country metal. So the one that Cody Parks is, he's probably one of the ones that are out there now. There's a couple of them. There's, I'll get the names and I'll post them we'll add it to the podcast. So we can have a list so people can see. But these guys are wild. They took Johnny Cash's Folsom Prison and they kind of slammed it with a Rob Zombie song.
No way.
It's really, really cool. But I like it because it's, music isn't just about, it's about music, obviously, first and foremost, but it's also about an appearance and a look. Like if you go see a band, the whole idea is to see that music, right?
Right, 100%.
To see a live setting of guys or girls or both just playing something and entertaining you.
And having a good time.
Right. But, if you go up there and you look like you don't care, or you just don't have the look, you're going to turn everybody off. So you have to have the talent first and foremost, but you kind of have to have the look to match because you have to give someone something to see when they're there to see you.
Right.
That's what I want. So I just want to deliver what I know that I want when I go see a band.
When you go see a band,
100%. I want to be
the show is definitely. I mean, if you go to a lot of the concerts, it's about the show.
100%.
I mean, they got people flying through the air. They got all these pyrotechs going, right? They got all this stuff. I mean, it's definitely plus the music. I'm not going to say you can't.
Well, if you didn't have something you could look at, then you could just sit home and listen to a jukebox.
Exactly.
You could put a CD in. You could just turn the radio on.
Right. Then there's no reason for anybody to go see a live band or singer. Or
the excitement, it's dark. It's you see the the little strobe lights in the back, waiting for this whole thing to begin. It's a build up.
It's a build up. Yes.
That's why anytime I've gone to a concert, my whole life, it's like if I miss the beginning for any reason, the night is ruined for me because there's that whole thing. That whole the build up. You have to. You're in there waiting for this to begin and. How are you going to wow me? So that's what I want.
Right.
I'm not saying we deliver that. We do a good job and we put it out there and we get good feedback. But I envision that to be what I want to see. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. So.
No, yeah, definitely the intro, the looks, like you said, of going to see a band. Like we went to go see you, your band, right? And I enjoyed the show. I brought my in-laws with me. My father-in-law loves classic rock, metal. He's, he loves that kind of music. That's his favorite kind of music. Yes. You know what I mean? So he enjoys it. And when I told him, he was very excited. And when he started hearing you guys play, I know you were busy. You're the drummer, so you sit in the back there, you're drumming. But my father-in-law, he was the first one up the seat. He's pumping it. He was having a good old time. He's like, oh man, these guys are great. He's like.
Fun.
Yeah, he's like, I would love to see more like this, where we don't have to take him to a concert, but we can go to
you could see a local band.
Yeah, a local band, like a venue, and just.
The problem here, we don't have many places that you could go see a good band.
Good, yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a couple local places that you can go, but for the most part, years ago, there was just almost any place you went, there was always a band.
There was always, yeah.
You always want to see live entertainment is what kind of really builds it. You know what I mean?
You know what? You're touching on something there, because when I moved down here full time 6 years ago, I think it's about 6 years. And when we were first here, it was very hard to find. I'm not saying in the summer, no, because the summer, as you guys know, down the shore is totally different. It's like a 360. Now I'm starting to see that it's swinging more, as I believe. As you can see, as more people coming down here, living down here full time now, you can see the local restaurants and the local pubs and whatnot changing a little bit, and trying to get more bands and more music now all the time. Right. Because when I first moved here, man, let me tell you, Mr. Husa, I could not find a place like, babe, I want to go listen to some music.
Just some live entertainment.
Yeah, some live entertainment. I don't give a fuck if it's a guy sitting and playing acoustic.
And that's you.
Guitar, and I love that.
And I love it. Yeah. You see a lot of that here now. You'll find it.
You're finding that. So, but it took time. I mean, I would say maybe a year ago,
right?
Maybe 2 years ago. And I think 2 years is stretching, that we were kind of seeing more. This year, I see more of it. Like I don't remember last year, all these places posting on social media, hey, we got something, for the holidays, right? You got something on Friday, you got something on Saturday, you got something on Sunday. And, a lot of people still work, like myself, work on New Year's Eve, and most people do, but they got something on pre-New Year's Eve. They have, you can go to a place and they got a band, live band, they got a DJ, they got, they're making entertainment out of it so people can go out, and it's fucking January, or it's December, whatever, you know what I mean?
It's what you want.
A couple of years ago, I couldn't find a place.
Yeah, you want to be entertained.
You want to sit down there, and you're right. I think more places need to start pushing that, not only in the summer but also all year round. Right. Because there is a lot of population now is growing here, especially in Toms River.
Right.
A lot of people living here full time.
There's only a handful of places that have it.
That's only right. Yeah, right now. But before, let me tell you, if I found one place that had it, I would have been amazed.
Right.
Now there's a handful.
Yeah.
Next year, hopefully there'll be a lot more. You know what I mean?
It's certainly not a career thing either. Like guys that are in bands. I mean, I've been doing this on and off for 40 years plus.
Okay.
You're not going to sit and make a living unless you have that following and you're playing every weekend. You have an agent. Usually if you have an agent, then you can do it. But If you're just doing it for fun, and that's all we do it for. Everybody's got other things. And the reason why we don't play as much as we do is because we don't have to survive. Everyone's got their gigs and they do what they're doing.
Yeah, you're not living off.
Right,
you're having a good time.
Right.
You're hanging out. You're hanging out with your buddies. You're playing the drums. You like music. You guys are trying to create something. And when you have a gig, like when we went to see you, it was a good time. Actually, we have a bunch of videos that I posted when I was there. I did some live videos, and then I did some shorts when you guys were here and interviewed you, and we put some videos out there. You guys playing the music.
Yeah, they were great.
Yeah, you guys
were awesome.
You guys were awesome, man. I enjoyed it. We had a great time, and looking forward to seeing.
We're gonna do more in 2025. Yeah. I mean, we kind of said we're gonna. I mean, everybody, we're all the same age. We've all been doing it the same amount of time,
right?
And but the thing is that I've been in and out of bands for years, and it's kind of a window. Like you'll do it for a couple of years, and then you'll be off for like 5 years,
right?
Then you're in another band and kind of the juices get flowing and you're excited about it. You're doing it again. We're going into our 4th year now.
Okay.
Together. That's unheard of. I've never been in a band for 4 years ever. 3 months, 2 months, 6 months, a year, maybe. We've never got to.
Well, I met your bandmates. They're pretty good guys, pretty cool guys. So I could see why.
Yeah, they're great. Everybody's, there's no egos. That's the big thing. There's not that one person that, number one, there's no egos. Number two, there's nobody that needs that extra help or I got to be picked up. I don't have any money. I don't have an instrument. I got to borrow that. Like you've gone through that. Anyone who's been in bands knows there's always that one person that, he's good enough where you want him in the band, but he doesn't have a job. He doesn't drive. He doesn't have any equipment. So everyone else has to be kind of his chaser.
Yeah.
We don't have any of that. Everybody's self-sufficient, does their thing. We don't talk every day, but we all have a group text that we communicate on a regular basis. And, we haven't talked in a couple of weeks because of holidays, but everybody did the Merry Christmas thing, the Happy New Year thing. And next Tuesday, we'll be back at it again. And we're going to do the same thing going into year 4 of this. And again, we're going to be doing more stuff for 2025, which will be fun.
That would be awesome. Like I said, I would love to see you guys again. And what other music besides the classic rock and what you sing and things, what other music or what other bands entertain or you like to go see or you like to hear? Like what do you listen to your car on a far drive or on the way to work?
So I'll tell you what,
besides the news.
Besides the news, which is that my kids are in the car and I'm listening to the news and they hate it. Or sometimes my wife will be in the truck and I won't even better anything on and she'll go, does this truck come with music? Did you buy one that has music in it?
No.
Okay.
I got the Sirius XM news only.
Exactly. But actually what I love is yacht rock radio.
Okay.
Like just awesome. That's boat music.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
70s yacht rock stuff. And there's bands that play it. I haven't seen any club bands do it yet, which is what we referred to that in the 70s and 80s. The club band, it's the local people doing it. But the yacht rock bands are amazing.
And what station is that?
There's a station on Sirius. It's called Yacht Rock Radio.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
You could see. I
gotta look. Right? Yeah, I got that up to my presets.
114 maybe. It is, but it's awesome, and it's all these songs from the 70s that you just want to be on your boat.
You want to be on your boat.
So I'll crank that in my yard. Like when I provide entertainment in my backyard, I use the boat radio.
Okay.
Because it's just so loud, and my neighbors will go, "That sounds great." I'll be sitting in the backyard, drinking a scotch and a beer, just relaxing, and they'll be like, "Hey, can you turn it up?" It's always turn it down, but
right.
If you're playing that kind of music, everybody wants to hear it. And
well, that's the thing because you're hearing everybody's into that music, right? So everybody's even the kids now, what I mean? Even it's interesting as I get with like the 25-year-olds, 26-year-olds, they like their music, but they also like our classic rock music. Right. They like to hear that. They're into that music, you know what I mean? Which is great. They're learning the new and the old, it was the same with me. Right now, obviously, born and then back then, I like the classic rock. I like, the 90s hip hop, and all that stuff, but I'm also into the new music. Right. So I pick and choose, right? I mean, I like some of the new hip hop.
Right.
I definitely like a lot of that reggaeton, right? That's been very popular right now. And I've been to a couple concerts in the last year about it. And the music, the lyrics sometimes it's hard for me to pick up, even though I speak a little bit of Spanish.
Right.
But just the beats and everything. And
The feel of it,
the feel of it, the vibe, the music. You know, you go, like you said, for the summer, it's a good vibe. People like it, even if people don't understand what it's saying. Just the whole vibe of the whole thing, and I like the new music coming in, and you know, and actually I have a cousin that sings. You know, she was here in our podcast.
Oh, right.
So, you know, it's you know, the music, the feeling that gives you, right? I mean, I listen to a lot of news in my car. I listen to a lot of sports news as well. But once, a lot of times it's like, so I travel for work or whatever, and on the way there, I'm listening to news. Like I want to hear in the morning. Once I get caught up, and I'm caught up of the current daily news for the sports, for any news that's going around the world, and you know, here in the nation. Then on the way back, I want to hear.
Got to go to tunes.
Yeah, I got to go to tunes. You know, so pump it, and it's like, all right, what do I want to hear?
That's what's so awesome about Apple Music. It's like,
oh, you can get anything you want,
anything. So it's a
I don't have to
Shanker
go,
day. It's a Scorpions day. It's a you know, it's a whatever you want. And you know, I'm in a truck a lot by myself. I go up north, see my daughter every other week, so it's an hour ride back and forth. And if I'm not on the phone, I'm just cranking tunes. Like I'm the same way during the day. It's the fan and news. It's how it is. But you know, on those long rides in the evenings, I'm cranking tunes.
Yeah, you want to hear tunes.
On the way back to Key West last year, I was listening to. I was having a great time. I listened to Skid Row for like 3 hours in a row. It was just awesome.
No, it's true. Yeah, even with when we do road trips with my family, it all depends, right? It's like I try to throw my music, and my daughter's like, "Nah, Dad, let me beat it."
Right.
You know, we listen to the tunes and stuff, but I mean, now I've lost my train of thought here, but
it's scotch.
Yeah, it's hitting me. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, the tunes just really, you know, like you said, it makes you exciting on the ride, and you listening to the music, especially if you're a fan of music, and like I said, I'm a fan of all music, so I like everything.
Yeah,
I like country. I listen to everything.
As a musician, you have to like everything.
Yeah,
like I'm not a big hip hop or rap guy, but I won't shut it off. You know what I mean? There's certain things I like. You know, my wife loves Metallica and Eminem. Like they're, dude, you know, it's like
that's
apples
great.
and park benches.
Yeah,
but that's her musical taste. I mean, she loves both.
Right.
She loves everything in between too. I mean, she's a classic person too. But you know, they're the ones that, you know, that she really likes. I mean, she'll listen to, you know, when she can. But
well, what's funny about that? My wife, when we first met, back in the day, remember, used to download music from Napster.
Yes.
And then you were able to make CDs, right?
Yes.
So I would make a CD, and my wife was super organized. Rock music, one CD,
right?
Whatever, hip hop, one CD, 80s, one CD. You know, everything was labeled and correctly categorized.
Right.
My CD was a mix of fucking everything.
Yeah.
And she's like, "This is horrible." I'm like, "Babe, every time you want to hear a different genre of music, you got to switch to CD."
Right.
Okay. I just put in one fucking CD.
And I get it all.
Why? So I make a bunch of those, and I just got to keep putting a CD, and I can hear it. I don't have to be like, I'm tired of hearing classic rock. I want to hear some hip hop or freestyle back in the day. No, mine was a mix of everything.
That's why satellite radio was like, we never had this as kids. Listen to a radio station.
That's what I remember.
WNW, PLJ, 92.3,
yes,
KTU.
KTU,
was a
Z100.
Yes. So, you know, now you're
K-Rock.
You can listen to everything.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I was going to bring up that I said I forgot. Now with Apple Music, Sirius XM, before I had to run to Tower Records.
Right.
And get a CD, or get not even a CD, a tape back then. You know what I mean? Something.
Maxell tapes and Memorex.
Yeah, exactly. Put them in there. You know, you had to like run to the store and say, "Hey, this guy's out. He's new music or whatever." Now you just grab your phone and, hey, it's on Apple Music. You got the new album right at your fingertips right there. So that's definitely makes it a lot better and makes it a lot easier, which I love that they have the old music that you can download, you can listen to, and you know, not only a Sirius XM and Apple Music and Spotify, which, guys, we're on Spotify.
Audio
only. And we can listen to that in the tip of your hands. You can change the music. You can go back and forth. And you know, I tell my wife now I make my own mix CD. You know, I put this music with that music, but I could just create my own playlist, and my playlists are exactly like the CDs I made back in the day.
What you want, and you can do that.
Yeah. So
music is it's kind of changed over the years, as everyone would say. With technology, everything changes. You know, I love the fact that I can listen to anything I want.
Right.
When we were kids, it was like, Mom, take us to Two Guys so we could buy the new Kiss album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what me and my brother did.
Right.
And now I can listen.
Exactly.
Plus, my kids, they never saw cassette tapes.
No.
8 tracks from like that one.
They don't even know what CDs are.
No,
Really.
CDs are now
yeah.
in the mix too.
It's like the same thing with the movies, the Blu-rays and the DVDs and shit. Gone.
Streaming. Every
VCR. If we show our kids a VCR, they'll be like, "What the hell is that thing?" Right?
Or even the Betamax.
Oh, the Betamax. Yeah.
The VHF one.
Yeah.
The VHS one was the Betamax.
They'll be like, "What the hell is this thing?"
It's kind of going on.
Yeah.
Well, I thought we'd have phones in our pockets now anyway.
That's true.
We were kids.
That you could do everything.
Our kids kind of grew up with it, but
yeah.
I didn't. You didn't.
No.
I never knew. My dad brought home a cellular phone in a bag. And we weren't allowed to make a phone call on it. It was for work.
It was like $10 a minute.
Yeah, you can't, now you're on the phone for hours. I've been on the phone with Linda for 3 hours. Can you imagine if you had to pay for your minutes like you did years ago?
I know. Well, let me when I first met my wife, we were on the phone,
all the time.
All the time on the thing. And she calls me and she's like, "Babe, my bill was like $400 something."
Right.
Back then.
I'm not talking to you again.
Yeah, this was like 20 years ago. It's probably like $2,000 now because you had to pay for every fucking minute that you're on the phone.
Right.
That shit was crazy. Now you have unlimited and whatever, but
hours.
Yeah. Now it doesn't matter. You could text. You're on the internet. I mean, I work on this thing.
Me too.
This is all I do is work on this. I'm on the road.
When I'm at work too, I'm on it, and I do the majority of my work on this.
Yeah.
It's easier for me when I send stuff at work back and forth
to then doing it from the phone,
than the computer.
100%.
So, but you'll walk by my desk and you think I'm just like scrolling Facebook. I'm not. Like legitimately, it's work. I can work from this in the car all the time.
Yeah, you're always working. That's the thing. So now our bosses know that we're working 100% all the time.
They know. Listen, it's a good thing because back years ago when cell phones first came out, you almost wanted to give, if you were smart, you'd want to give your employee a phone because you're going to get more work out of them.
100%.
Keep your phone, you can only call me between the hours of 9 and 5.
Yeah. I know, it's crazy. Anyway, so that's our music aspect of it, but I actually got a fun, I don't know if about too funny, but so 2 guys over this weekend decided to go look for Sasquatch.
What made them do that?
I don't know, but they were not either. They had a lot of scotch or
the gummy they took. Yeah.
And I think it was a father and son.
We're not going out to look for Sasquatch tonight.
No.
letting you guys know, no matter what.
They decided and say, "Hey guys, we'll be right back. We're going to go into the woods because we believe he's out there." Unfortunately, the sad thing about it is they found him dead.
Not surprising.
Yeah, but it was definitely not by Sasquatch.
Yeah, because we don't even know if he really exists. Where is he?
Right. So it was due to the elements of the weather because they did not go prepared to, it was cold, snow, all that stuff. But
isn't it funny how everyone thinks they can do what they see people do on TV?
Yeah,
I could do that.
Yeah, I could do that. I'm going to go out there.
I'm going to go out there. I'm going to do that. I'm going to
go 10-degree weather
in the woods and go find this guy.
Whatever they had, those gummies must have been really good because why would you even think to do that is beyond.
Gummies can make you do some strange shit.
Good thing we didn't have it.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'm going to be. Yeah, if we do a gummy podcast one day, that's probably going to get 20,000 views.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
We're not going to remember what we're talking about. Yeah. We're going to be talking about topics that are, and I promise, one day we'll do it. We'll do it. I don't know when, but we'll do it. You're not going to be able to follow. It's probably going to be the best one we ever.
Yeah, everybody's going to be like, we're going to tune into Wine Blends.
I'm really high. I can't do this.
Mike, why are you looking at me?
Yeah,
I'm not looking at you.
What does that mean? What did you say?
Yeah, we're going to be all over the place.
Yes.
And then we're going to have the most views.
Joe Rogan's high when he's on his.
That's true.
Yeah.
And he
makes it look easy, though.
He does make it look easy. I mean, he's been doing it for a while. I mean, that guy's good on the radio. He's good on the mic, man. Good. He's very good.
He's the podcast guy.
He is the podcast guy. He gets a lot of interviews, a lot of great categories. Yes. You know what I mean?
And he's so relaxed.
Super relaxed because he's on those gummies.
Yeah, he promotes very good stuff.
He does.
I really like Joe.
Yeah.
He's a good dude. I like what he stands for. I like his positions on things. I love the UFC thing that he does. But he just makes it look so freaking simple.
I know. He came out of Fear Factor.
I know. I remember he was at Fear Factor. Yes.
That's the first time I knew about Joe Rogan and Fear Factor, and look where he is now.
Yeah.
He was a host of a show to make you eat some fucking nasty shit.
Yes. The
and
worst.
Jump through cars and bombs. The worst shit.
I look at that and go, and they would lay in a coffin full of like spiders and shit. It's like,
and back then they were only playing for like $10,000.
yeah.
I was like,
keep it.
Yeah, keep it. I'm good. I don't need to eat spiders and shit.
And now he probably makes that in one podcast.
Oh yeah, a lot more than that.
Can you imagine?
He's in signed a good contract with Spotify, so, and he's all over the place.
Awesome.
Good for him, man. Good for him.
No, I see him in the shorts constantly. Love watching him. He's great, and he's kind of the leader in our industry of what we're doing now. And
100%.
So we just love to be a part of it. We're having a good time doing it.
Yeah, 100%. So, Mr. Hoos, I think this is going to end our podcast today.
Yeah.
We wanted to get into a couple different stuff, but we started yapping around. You know, I promise we didn't have any gummies.
But... No gummies. we will prepare you for the gummy episode.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
We'll talk about it a couple times before it happens. Get everybody ready because it's.
We'll put alerts on there. Alert.
Yes.
and our
gummy cast.
So, Mr. Hoos, as always, is a pleasure.
Awesome, brother.
Let's do this again next week. You know, we get our guests here entertained again.
Yep.
We'll bring you guys some different topics. Like I said, we don't want to keep just talking about the Giants and politics and things like that. We do want to bring different aspects to our podcast. We obviously we didn't set up any interviews because of the holidays, but we are going to have some interviews coming up soon. And we're going to try to do, a couple of interviews and then, keep going that way. So guys, please comment on our videos, any suggestions you guys want to hear about us talking. Like I said, our podcast is just not one subject. We talk about everything. As you know, music, politics, sports, foodies, drinking, two guys looking for Sasquatch, whatever it is. we do it all. We don't mind a topic to talk about at all.
Suggest one. We'll bring one up. We have no issues doing it.
Exactly.
And if we don't know about it, we'll do a little research and we'll talk about it. We'll get the conversation going.
100%. Everybody, good luck into 2025. Yeah. Peace out. We'll see you in the next episode.